What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the Monday Night Raw review on January 13th, 2024. Just exactly a month before the special day of the Assassin right here. And also, we're going to be talking about what exactly went down on the Red Brand show. And it was a really good show. Like, maybe couldn't beat the last week's show in comparisons. But we do, but it was still a really great show, like for it to be like in random episode of Raw. But it's still, but I gotta say, still got some great moments, like with two matches that are announced, like in the men's division, I guess you could say, for Saturday night's main event, which one of them was unexpected. I did not expect it. But both of them were unexpected announcements that these two championships are going to be on the line for in San Antonio, Texas. We also got plenty of matches that's going to be plenty of matches that was announced for next week's Raw when they go to Dallas. And also we got the debut of this mystery luchador wrestler, and we got a new Women's Intercontinental Champion, which we're gonna venture all of that like one at a time. Oh, and also we got a few names like in the main event division, like that's gonna be entering the men's Royal Rumble match, which we can expect like in the next probably 2.5 weeks, I guess you could say. That's how long the Royal Rumble probably be, or maybe 3. Well, almost. I mean, well. Used to be 3 weeks, but it's like 2.5 now. But this is where they showed like recap of last week's Raw, which was a massive success when it comes to viewerships, like which everybody was tuned in and watched it. But this is where we got somebody came in here with the Chevy SUV, which it was Chicago-made wrestler himself, Chick Magnet Punk. And where we got. And where he came out of this car, SUV. I'm not sure if he owns the car or he's renting it, but this is where he immediately then went right into the ring arena, right through the curtain of the gorilla position. This is where he got on the microphone after a high fiving everybody, including the commentary, including Pat McAfee as well. But it's where he got business, and as usual, this is where he talked about like that was his match with Seth Rollins was probably the biggest one he had yet so far in 2025. Maybe it's the only one at the moment, but this is where it went from match against Rollins against the. I mean, he's gonna compete at the. We announced that he will, and he. He also, I mean, yeah, he said like he's going. He confirmed his spot in the entrance of the men's Royal Rumble match this year in 2025. He also mentioned about he wanted to give a thank you like of the firefighters and then the and what that the and the charity organizations like to help to fight the natural disaster of the wildfires in the state of California, like just which they were in the same state where the wildfires were, but luckily they were like in the northern part because they were in San Jose. Speaking of that, I want to mention that Bailey was there as well, but not really like in the transfer window like I would expected her to be. But I guess that should be on hold for now, like until like at least her match against Tiffany Stratton gets done first. So I guess they did a good job to the tease her moving to Raw like entirely, like only just a pinch of it. But it's where we got CM Punk, and he was like, yeah, it feels so good to be alive. Like back like on Monday Night Raw in San Jose, or my line is where fans are telling, no, like you are 100% right and correct. It's where CM Punk was like. And it's where CM Punk's like, I have everything on my plate, but the one thing that's no longer in it is Seth Rollins. And last year on the Royal Rumble, CM Punk's first televised match in WWE in over 10 years, a decade even. He was like, and it did not went my way. He was like, and not only did it get my way, like my tricep decided to try go take a vacation. Like even though I got 10 years off the company, like yeah, not to mention the company he wrestled for, which is a competition that Seth Rollins referenced. like when he said he was trying to make a couple of pocket change there and how long that lasts. But that's what CM Punk's like. Before, like, needless to say, I didn't win the Royal Rumble, and then it caused me to see, like, in the distance, like, on what I thought was gonna be my career fading away, like in my dreams, that that I was so scared that people couldn't see. Like, I couldn't even see it. Like, if I'm being, I couldn't even see it. Quite frankly, this is where he started comeback here. Like, and speaking of the comebacks, like back to about the man you can't see, like, and that is, yeah, John Cena. Like, that's what I'm talking to. This where, yeah, the Cena. Like, I couldn't see you, and I always have, my friend. Like, ever since the day I met you, now I see John Cena. Like, yeah, he declared himself into the. He's like, but this was like he entered him. He announced his spot in the Royal Rumble match, but live and live in color. Like, what he said, like, what was that? Like, what was the phrase he said? But but it's where, yeah, after he said he declared himself at the Royal Rumble, like, but he's like, but live and living, like, I'm here to tell you, like, that so have I, because CM Punk, or Magnet Punk, is gonna be throwing 29 other people over the top rope into this annual event, and then you get whether you see Cena or not, like I'm gonna raise my hand and I'm gonna finally point to that sign, and you're gonna hear my music start, call the personality start playing, like, blast all around the arena, and I will achieve my dream of main eventing Mania. And this where we heard a song playing, but it wasn't his, unfortunately. To the Second City Saint, I guess you could call him. But it was this arch rival next to Drew McIntyre, and that is the visionary himself, Seth Rollins, which I never thought he was going to show. I thought he probably won't show up until probably the Royal Rumble. I guess my prediction was absolutely flopped, and it seemed like CM Punk won't be getting a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship anytime soon, because like this, and secondly, like him announcing this, like he'll be entering the Royal Rumble, and also Gunther's going to be facing somebody else at Saturday night's main event. This is where we got CM Punk hilariously saying, well, I couldn't be Rhea Ripley that could interrupt me, because they are training buddies when it comes to them going to the gym. And I was dying my rear end off when he said that, which I'm going to give it the golden trophy of the night. But it's where as soon as Seth Rollins got in the ring, that's where like he had not looked like he turned into the dark side yet, but they were still hinting that he could go. It's only just a matter of time. Is where the fans are singing along his song, because yeah, he's a fan favorite himself as well. Just the guy that just don't have no fondness for the former WWE champion, that is Chick Magnet Punk. But this is where then Seth Rollins then took off his shades. Like, this is where he's putting a serious face on. Like, and this looked like if the Joker turned into a very serious lawyer, I guess you say, the way he was dressed. This is where the fans started chanting CM Punk as soon as he got in the ring. Everybody went favorite. Everybody said, it was like, yeah, you can see me, CM. Like you got what you cannot see me. Like, he's like, and this where yeah, you see me right here, and I did lose to you. But the one thing I did not get wrong, I told you that whether if I win, lose, or draw, I'm still gonna be standing here in my own ring, like in this ring on Monday Night Raw, like the house that Rollins built. Well, he did not take a page of Styles' playbook, but you know what I tried to. But it's where Seth Rollins like, he's a man of his. He said he beat. That's where it's like. That's where he said like he's a man of his words. And if he wasn't a man of his words, like when even with time, he wouldn't. It wouldn't like he would have. He wouldn't be here, and that wouldn't be him, and it sure as hell wouldn't be him as well. The Punk, he said, and that's where the CM Punk's like, but I still beat you, and I'm the winner. Is that correct? And that's where Seth Rollins responded right back, saying like I wouldn't, like I'm. It was like. This where you, That's where then Seth Rollins is like I would rather be the worst version of myself than be any versions of you. In response, is where fans are like, ooh, like yeah, that's how much he hates him. That's where Seth Rollins like, I may have lost a lot of matches in my career. I lost main events, I lost title matches, like I lost like at WrestleMania, like from last few times, but but last week was probably the most worst loss that I ever taken like in my career. Like I never been much more disappointed in myself like than I underestimated you, Punk. You like on the biggest stage of my life, like he couldn't get the job done, and there's only one thing that he could do to seek that redemption, and that is to take his WrestleMania dreams like and flush it down straight down the WWE headquarters toilet, I guess you could say like in the new headquarters, like where it's run by Endeavor, but it's where Seth Rollins, I got the. He's not gonna win the Royal Rumble because he's gonna win. I was like, well, at least I thought he would until CM Punk announced it, and I was thinking like maybe Punk's gonna win, and this where we can see Seth Rollins can weasel his way into his way. This where the CM Punk's like, hey, well, this is every man for himself. This is Seth Rollins like I'm gonna take great pride in not only winning the Royal Rumble. You're gonna be the first man that I'm gonna throw over the top rope, and then everybody else, and it's gonna be my spot of main event WrestleMania again. And this was Seth Rollins I'll see the opportunity. Like this was and then I'm hearing this from a guy that couldn't even pin me in a match, claiming that you're gonna throw me over the top rope. Like what kind of logic is that? But this where gone bad the worst for CM Punk because his other arch nemesis on Monday Night Raw and in WWE overall came out, and that was the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre. That's where the Scotsman got on the microphone. Is where he's like, this is what I think. You cannot get any more disgusting, like, and selfish and self-serving, and then talk to yourself. And this is where then he continued stating onto the promo. Right, but this is where CM Punk get interrupted. Saying yeah, this where the CM Punk like, hey, like the last time I saw you face to face, like you were on your knees, like with tears in your eyes and then bleeding all over my mat, like begging me for your life because I'm about to send you straight to hell in the cell. And this where like, and if you step one more step in close, it's gonna take a lot more than 15 staples to close your hand. Like yeah, referencing the time that he had 15 staples after getting hit with that toolbox CM Punk did to Drew McIntyre back 3 months. And that's where it's Ron's like, yeah, this is Drew McIntyre responds like it may be a Sean's field, I'm actually here for Seth Rollins, and that's where Seth Rollins like. And this is where Seth Rollins is well, you're like, you want to talk to me, like, and you're giving me an invitation, like, well, here's my invitation, like, come on down here, and let's start your big ugly head right in the ground. Like, I have no time to talk right here. I'm all about the action. This is where the Drew McIntyre smile, like maybe you should take a look in the Punk it real quick, yeah, like here's where it's like y'all acting exactly alike, but the only thing different is like he's a piece of crap than you are, Rollins. This, and that's what it's CM Punk then reminded Drew McIntyre saying he's the winner of their last fight because he was dragging his ass around in that Hell in a Cell. That's where then we got Drew McIntyre's like, yeah, you were so lucky, Punk. Like, but it won't happen again. And this where Drew McIntyre went like you, Seth, like you act like a big leader, but you're not a real actor, isn't it? And this was like, and it's not the right, and everything you said is not the right things that you follow up to, like in your match against Punk, last week. Like you cannot let Roman Reigns get power, like with everybody you get involved, like everybody been there part, like you were nowhere to be seen, Rollins. Like, and then this was like in Jey Uso, he didn't get involved, he was worried about only me, Drew McIntyre, like in this meaningless match that we had, and then you had a fight with both your enemies, like that's where he tried to manipulate Rollins to joining him to fight in the Chicago Mayweather. But that's where Drew McIntyre stepped right back once both Rollins and Punk. He's like, no, why will I would do that right now? And that's where fans are booing because, of course, he's the heel right now. But it's where this guy wanted to do. Like, if you like you boys do not want to listen to what about like, there's a much major problem right now. Like Roman's playing chess while the idiot is here playing checkers right now, like it's always been for the last few years. And then it's where the dramatic title adds over. Like I'm always looking at you, like I gotta step up for myself. Like and what you two realize, like that you both as well. Like only if there's another way to get my hands on the title before he gets his falafel around, like which he's referring to the Ulafala, like calling it that name like LA Knight did, calling the Samoan leg that Roman Reigns has around his neck the falafel rather than the Ulafala. But this is where we got dramatic title. I know dramatic title stays like if it's a match and a guaranteed title match, like oh yeah, wait, like there is. Like that is that particular match, and that is the Royal Rumble. And I will see you both at February 1st at the Rumble. And this where then he dropped the microphones where this where then he before they dropped the mic, he said you're welcome to both Punk and Rollins. And I was like, yeah, this is getting more and more juicy by the minute. Like I wonder who is gonna actually win the Royal Rumble. And let me know about that in the comments down below, Assassinators. Who's your pick or who's going to be winning the 30-man over-the-top rope battle royal to earn himself a title match and the main event spot of either night 1 or night 2 of WrestleMania 41 in Sin City of Las Vegas, Nevada? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But this is where we got Finn Balor and Damian Priest. They showed them like they were finally getting in the building in San Jose. And we saw the same with Lyra Valkyria and Dakota Kai. Like yeah. But it's where we got the match started with. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to give this the number 1 spot because it was American Made's Chad Gable that took on his mystery opponent, and it was like what we predicted it to be. But before I get into that, I want to say that this match genuinely gets the Golden Trophy Award. It was just so darn good. Like it's just they showed it's the beginning of greatness for this wrestler that has finally made its WWE debut, and also but what I was about to say before I reveal who the mystery opponent was, but yeah, they even if he was already in the roster and just had this match, they still definitely would have gotten the number 1 spot. They just understand the definition of technicality. I guess that's the phrase I should put it. But yeah, the opponent is none other than, drum roll please, El Ziedo Miedo. Yep, it was Penta that finally made his WWE debut. Like he's finally made the jump here. And yeah, he's no longer in that other company. Well, unfortunately, his brother is. Well, in their sake, which I don't think is unfortunately to go to that company. I think both that and WWE are doing their best right now. But even if some fans and people on the internet say otherwise, but it's my opinion, my podcast. I say whatever I want on here. At the end of the day, I'm watching the shows and I'm enjoying it, and I want to show you how to be a positive Pete. Well, I'm trying to show you how to be. I'm saying show how I be, more like a positive Pete. Like when it comes to talking about things I like about, but even if I'm talking about things like just like I still say much in a general positive statement, yeah, but. Well, yeah, let's get started with everybody couldn't believe it. It's where we saw Penta does the Zero Miedo. This is where Michael Cole's like, yeah, like the speculations are true. Penta is here. And yeah, he's going by just Penta right now. But he's using the El Ziedo Miedo like as his catchphrase when he does the fan play. But this is where once he went face to face with Chad Gable, it's where he was about to do it, but it's where Chad Gable grabbed onto the arm. I was like, yeah, he's been watching him on that other company and maybe other places that he wrestled in, especially in Mexico, like where he started being a recognizable figure. Well, reason why I know anything about him because of the company I also talk about here on the SNA podcast, but I'm not sure if I should mention it right here considering I'm talking about WWE right here. But that's where we got, Chad Gable then gets countered by Penta going for a wrist lock of his own. This is where he goes for a headlock. He gets dipped right to the bottom corner side. This is where we got Chad Gable trying to go slide. This is where Penta goes right over him, lifts him up with his legs, got him on his arm. I'm like, how Penta just does this? Like, that's anybody's question. Like, I don't know. Just where he goes for a wrist lock. Chad Gable then counter out to a wrist lock, go for a headlock. This where then he went for a crossface. Like, if he's his idol's former tag partner, the one that became the original, the inaugural SmackDown Tag Team Champion back in 2002. But this where we got, what's his name? Penta then going for what they call a bridge lock, but he turns it into like a crucifix schoolboy into a roll up, which is the devastating move in professional wrestling. Chad Gable kicked out of it at 1.3. It's where they try to go for one of his own, but he gets denied by 2.1. It's where they start going for arm tags to each other. Chad Gable started out first, but it's where Penta hits one of his own. It's where we got Chad Gable tried to trip him over. That's where Penta followed his lead yet again. Somebody would call Britney Spears. He tripped him over. And this is where we got Penta go. And fans are chanting like El Ziedo Miedo, which the fans did not care like if they did muted it out or muted it or edited it out like in the future episode of the future reruns of the episode, I guess you could say. But that's where we got. That's where fans are chanting this phrase, Zero, yeah, no. And that's where Chad gave like, look what you've done here. This is where he's pushing right to the right side, hits some knife edge chops, which I believe Gunter now like that, which he's probably going to add him into probably the number 7 spot, like, because he just finds him nothing serious about, like we said plenty of times before. But that's where Penta goes for a fine head scissors right to the left side, goes for a springboard, and a leg drop right onto the Olympian. This is where 2012 Olympian, let me refer. It's where we got the former other company's tag team champions that had him going right up into the left side. This is where we got Penta to go right up into the right side. It's where we got Chad Gable caught him and hit an exploder suplex, sent him right to the upper left corner area. This is where he tried to go for a pin. But it's where we got Penta got the left shoulder up, like right after the referee counted 2, which I assume that's an even. This is where we got Chad Gable throws what's his name, Penta right into Tina the Turnbuckle face first, which hopefully they weren't smooching. But this is where fans are telling you suck, like if he is the Olympic gold medalist, that does not like the word what. But it's where then we got Chad Gable going for right hands. It's where fans like, I think that's a compliment because my idol was saying that I suck. Like maybe it's because of that rated R guy, but still he made it work. But it's where he gets tripped. This is where we got Penta to hit a super kick while flipping his head over, like right between his legs, like on the top turbo, super kicked him, and then he hits up like a standing onto the ropes, like or grabbing onto the ropes with his feet up in the air, and then flips right down the drop kick right into the midsection, right into the left corner apron, which I was like, yeah, like Penta did a pretty great and wise decision to join WWE. But this is where he tried to go for a closeout on to Chad, but this is where Gable then ducks out of it, hits a German suplex, he hits his back first right into the hard spot of the ring, which is on the ring apron. This is where Chad Gable elbowing him right to the shoulder. This is where fans started chanting, "You suck," even more. Like, I just get more clearer and clearer by the minute. This is where Chad Gable start messing with that left leg up Penta, like use that as his weakness. This is where it kind of worked at the moment, but just at the moment, to be the exact, is where he then hits that like a back suplex, but like forward by hitting his legs. This is where after he did that, this is where he hits a back suplex literally. This is where he tried to go for a pin, but this is where we got Penta kicking out at 2.3, if I'm mistaken. This is where Chad Gable, I believe, then try to go for a diving headbutt or something like that. Is where like with him, with like no thank you, and it's where we got Penta move out of the way. Like, yeah, he knew what was coming because he must have watched him like about a billion times. Like, and we all know what's Gable's his signature move, like when it comes to in the square circle. But this is where we got what the Penta El Ziedo Miedo, or just Penta, try to go for a cannonball in, but he ends up getting belly-to-belly suplex by Gable right to the upper right corner's turnbuckle, as messing up his back and his leg at the same time, which most specifically his left leg. This is where they start going for chops and punches, which I believe Gunther must have gave him number 1 on the spot because he is the new signing on WWE. And he came from the other company that he did the chops like more frequently than he did in this match. So yeah, he's definitely number one because Gunther probably think like he should be the next challenger, like next to the guy that he's probably gonna be facing that Saturday night's main event. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to attempt to do so, and then maybe even say that that a kid in the mask said so, which I'll say. Well, it's actually his words, not mine. I'm just a messenger. But anyways, this is where we got Chad Gable trying to go for clothesline right on the Penta right on the right side when they were back up, but it's where he flips him right to the left side. Penta was like by the way, and give me the blues. It's where it's like, but I know but like I have an idea. Like I'm gonna just do it. This is where he hits a cannonball, taking out Gable right into the left side. This is where fans start chanting holy shit chants. Like they were chanting that. And yes, I did say the word, and it's gonna be the only time I say it because since this is the show that does not say like that profanity words that much, then even though The Rock said it like on a promo, like when he was responding to a fan, but yeah, that's the only time I'm gonna say that. But since it was uncensored, like when it was announced, like in the press conference that Netflix is gonna let it be uncensored, like Peacock does on premium live events. But that's where we got. That's where we got Penta to start hitting some strike kicks right onto the side of the legs of Chad Gable. He throws them right to the upper right side. Is where he gets countered and ends up getting backstabbered by the leader of Zero Miedo. But this is where he only gets but he only gets like a 2 point probably 8 count, maybe if not 7 or 6. But it's where Penta's like, well, what move I gotta do next? Is where. That's where then Penta was like, I know. This is where he started some strike kicks. That's where Chad Gable then countered to a German suplex, where she was successful, amazingly. But I'll say this was probably a double whammy here because he was double lucky. He must have found it right between the legs of Zero Miedo. But this is where. That's where we got Chad Gable try to go for a splash. This is where Penta move out of the way, throw him right to the upper left side. This is where he hits a chop on him. This is where he's like my hand. This is where then he started going for a knife edge chop. But this is where Chad Gable dodges out of the way, grab onto his left arm and the arm bar. This is where the referee's like, you're on the ropes. That's considered a rope break. This is where he start counting. This is where he tried to have him stop. But first time I saw a luchador would do that and be known as the destroyer, which with both Michael Cole and Pat McAfee very hyped about this match, where even the kids were like, he just literally just did that. This is where then he tried to go for a pin, but unfortunately he only got him a 2 point, probably 8, almost 9, like 8.9, I guess you could say. 2.89, but this is where fans are chanting, this is awesome repeatedly because this really was, and that's why I gave the number one spot. It just felt like it had much more of it felt like it had more of like a main event aura into this match. And yeah, this match was probably like 40 minutes long. So and I mean like it doesn't just because like the time wise was long, it don't good matches don't happen like when it's long or even short. Time probably don't matter. It's, what my point is, like the way they had the match, they took their time with it. They did not what's that called? They did not rush anything. They just did everything like they. Like what they rehearsed to do, when they're training, before the show even got on the air live, and then that's exactly what they did right here, very successfully, which the fans enjoyed it very much and was 100 billion probably percent satisfied of, by the way. And including myself watching it at home, of course, on the streaming giant. But this is where we got Penta then start going for strike kicks like a certain man that say the words yes, which I'm not going to get into at this time. But now he's in that company that Penta used to wrestle for. But this is where we got Penta start wiggling his head. This is where he tried to go for a strike kick. This is where Chad Gable grabbed onto his leg, dragon screwed him right to the back first, right to the to the canvas is where we got Chad Gable to try to go for the ankle lock, and it was the same leg that he was messing with earlier. This is where like he tried to go for try to make what's that Penta tap, but it's where he will not let him. It's where the Penta did the like he got him right into it. What they call it the like a what that a hammer lock, and is where he got him down sideways. Is where he grabbed onto his arm. It's where he was like saddle miedo, and it's where he did the arm back. This is where what's his name called it the sacrifice. Yeah, Michael Cole, because that's what Penta calls his maneuver. That's where he then hits the Penta driver, I believe, which is that pump handle former Fear Factor maneuver from the other company. He gets the 1, 2, 3 that way. Winner of this match, Penta. And this is where we got a post-match interview with Jackie Redmond. Like she was like, congratulations on your win and your debut here on Monday Night Raw. And this where then and that's where she asked him pretty much the questions like what is next for him in his now that he's officially a WWE superstar. And it's what and then Penta responded like what is he here for, and then him telling story like it took him a while to get to this journey of being known as a recognized talent in this business. But what he said, this is where I thank Jackie Redmond, like while taking over the microphone. This is where he's like, and that's where he's like, there's one thing I want to say to you guys in San Jose. Thank you. And this well, he didn't say it like that, like Chad Gable. He just said it like the other way around. Say thank you to San Jose. This is where fans are cheering like, yeah, we love you, Penta. This is where Penta's like this is my home and this is my new home, like WWE is. And this was like I would never thought that he would be joining this promotion in particular. Like probably not even if it was like 2,000 years from now. Like, but this was like you and each and every one of you guys. Like we're waiting for this moment for many weeks now. Like and like don't pretend like I didn't see like what y'all showing y'all support to me. He's like, the rumors are true. Like he been like, and he's basically told him that he's been waiting for the moment, like ever since he became a free agent. And he's like, and he wants to thank Gracias, like which is thank you in Spanish for those on the way. And that's where they start thanking his family members. Is where thanking everybody in WWE of giving us the opportunity of joining the Stanford-based company. That's where he's like it. And this where they said one thing in Spanish, which I understand, but it's where he's like, and that's where he knows the fans are wearing his mask, which I heard there's been, but that's where they showed like his wife and kids, which I believe they're all were daughters, if I'm mistaken. But it's where it's like, this is a new era, right? To the fans, where they're like, correct. And this is where this is the WWE new era, like, and it's, but it's not only it's not the Netflix, the Renaissance WWE era. Like now, it's the El Cielo Miedo era. Or the Penta del Cielo Miedo era. This where like he told him he said he loved him. This where. But that's where Pat McAfee hilariously said, like, I did not understand what he just said, but it was very powerful. And he gets the silver trophy of Goofy Wrestling. But that's where we got the Judgment Day backstage, and I believe in their clubhouse. That's where we got Carlito and JD McDonough and Finn Balor discussing something, like probably a plan for his street fight match against Damian Priest. But let me just let you know, let's just say whatever they're planning, like, was not really a success. That's all I'm going to say. But it's where we got Liv Morgan came in as well. So like, oh, what y'all talking? This was she was like, what you boys are talking? What are you talking about, Finn? This was Finn's like, oh, what's my foolproof fan to get my revenge on Damian? That's where Finn Balor's like, well, you will be women's world champion once again. Is where Finn Balor's like, oh, I don't really about worrying about being a women's world championship. And I was like, hopefully this is not the end of her Rhea's feud, like when it comes to the championship wise, because they're just like it looks like they're gonna kind of just bury her and just put her in a position like with no direction like whatsoever. Just only just being probably split from the Judgment Day and being back to being like a glorified jobber kind of stat. But it's where but she did mention that like she got one thing and she got a revenge like and that was taking everything that she ever gotten. This was she did exactly what she did. Like she taking everything away from her. But that's where Finn Balor's like, oh, and speaking of revenge, like like how about you two lovers will sort to you for y'all's issues. It's where Dirty Dom came in with a bouquet of roses. It's where he was like, look, like about that what I did with Rhea last week. Morgan's like, oh, you don't need to have to apologize. Like I get, like yeah, it's all fine. No, it's like, but what? But what? Can you do me a favor? Like, how about you grab my bags out of the car? Just where she was like, what? It is what it's like. It is what that you like. Oh, why you at like you have the valet get ready because like so we can have a little bit of a celebration for no reason. But it's where we got what's her name? Liv Morgan called Carly. Like, how about you put it in somewhere like in a nice spot? This is where Dirty Dom trying to offer him to help out what's name Finn Balor, but Finn Balor's oh like I'm fine, like I can do this all by myself. Like I was like, or can you? And it's where Finn Balor's like, well, if I you, like I'll be getting the bags and try to fix things right with your girl. And this where then he walked out there. It's where Dirty Dom was alone with the bouquet of flowers, which he put on the side eventually, but. That's where we got the Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser match for probably like the 4,005 time, like of a banger, like which that's how much Sheamus been counting the bangers, like that many bangers probably ever since he started this feud with Ludwig Kaiser, banger after banger after banger after banger, which that's the only few I'm gonna say out of it. But it's where he came out like with the shillelagh and then started high fiving everybody right on his way to the ring. This is where, but yeah, this is where this is where we get the matches. Where even though this was probably these matches probably gonna get eventually a little tiring to watch. Hopefully, this will be the last time. But this is gonna be leading up to the other title match, the men's title match that's been announced for Saturday night's main event, like a week from this Saturday. But yeah, because this is where we saw Braun Breaker in attendance, like in the ringside area, which everybody's gonna be criticizing. Like they're treating him like if he's not really like a major deal in the WWE division, with him being sitting in the audience, like if he's in catering, like for the last 2 weeks, like and they're not actually utilizing him in an angle. Well, they kind of are, barely like in a 2-minute segment, but I'm not gonna really get it. But it's where we got. But it's where we got. But it's where we got Pat McAfee pointing out like the Philadelphia Eagles did trying to attempt to go for a pedigree, right? When they did a touchdown celebration, like which it was very botched. It looked like when Triple H tried to do to Kurt Angle back in 2000, like in that triple threat match between them and The Rock. But it's where they show Daniel Cormier, the former UFC light heavyweight and world heavyweight champion. But yeah, like he was in attendance with his son. Like, but it's where they showed the NFL, like what's they called the replay of that the touchdown celebration that Triple H posted on his X, like with like one of the players, I'm trying to remember in particular, but this is where one hits him with I talked about this on the SNA podcast on the news early this morning, but yeah, let me know down in the comment section right down below about that. But this is where we got the match starting. This is where they just start grappling and start fighting it out like if they're Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, because in kayfabe, they cannot stand each other. This is where Sheamus trying to throw him right to the bottom corner side, but this is where Kaiser countered to him. This is where trying to hip toss him, but he totally forgot that Sheamus is not hip tossable. This is where he hits a clothesline right under him. This is where he tried to go for 10 beats to the bro ring, but this is where we got Ludwig Kaiser trying to hang onto the ropes until like Sheamus started grabbing him right to the face. This is where Ludwig Kaiser found the grandest maneuver to do onto the Celtic Warrior and they kicked him right to his head. It's where I try to slap Sheamus right in the chest, but it's where we got but it's where Sheamus slapped the soul right back at him in the chest. This is where Kaiser tried to go for another right hand. This is where he gets hit with a right hand by the Celtic Warrior. This is where Sheamus to try to go for 10 beats to the bar ring, whatever he calls. This is where he gets jawbreaker right to the right corner side rope. This is where we saw Ludwig Kaiser did a double accident of knocking him off the right corner apron and face first right onto Alan the announce table. This is where before I get into more of this, is where I want to ask you, what is your thoughts on Penta making his debut in WWE? And do you think this was way past due, or do you think they did the perfect night to make his debut happen? And also, and do you think he should be in WWE? Let me know in the comment section right down below. I totally forgot to tell you that. That's the other thing I wanted to tell you, assassinators. But anyways, where we got Ludwig Kaiser then going. I was about to go for a middle drop kick, like when he go right by the announce table, right by the also the what's that timekeeper there? He has a middle drop kick, which Sheamus then get hit face first with the steel cherry drop kick along with him, right? And he hit back first, right onto the barricade on the right side, right by the commentators is where they went to their commercial break, but even though they're on the streaming side, but since it's like trying to be like a lot more of since it's a live broadcast, like and they're trying to make it more like if it's still on TV, like on a broadcasting channel, like whether if it's on cable or public TV channels, they want to make it more like homey, I guess would be the best term to use. But what they got back from the adverts, this is where we got. Was it Kaiser that they tried to they stay in the offense side, but this is where Sheamus somehow got back in the lead, and it probably had something to do with the powerful force. It's where then he hit a chop right in his chest, which I believe that must have triggered Gunther, which he probably gave him a third place spot because Gunther probably thinks that Sheamus has been brainwashed by that latest edition of WWE, which they wearing the mask, just like the Lucha Underdog. This is where we got Sheamus that hit the 10 beats to the barber, and which I believe that was a guarantee. This is where he closed on him back in the ring. It was Kaiser that went right to the bottom right corner side. Is where Sheamus then collects the ring general's right hand man. This is where then he tried to go for it looked like about to hit an avalanche white noise. That's where we got. But that's where once he hits the white noise, that's where he try to go for a pin. Despite that being like a very brutal move that hit that looked like he could get the 3 count. When this is where Kaiser got kicked, got up, got the shoulder up at 2.999999999 minus 0.1 away from being 3. This is where we got Sheamus then grab onto the leg. This is where it looked like it. That's where we got Ludwig Kaiser try to grab onto the grab on the shillelagh, try to use his distraction yet again. That's where Sheamus tried to prevent him, but he ends up getting kicked right into the face with referee was distracted. That's where Ludwig Kaiser was about to hit him, but it's where at this point Kaiser did not give a damn if he was getting disqualified because he started swinging, even though the referee was looking. But luckily Sheamus came in, intercepting the show, the match, intercepting the match into this card is where he hits a brogue knee. This is where Sheamus to try to go for a cover. This is where we got a 1, we got a 2, but that's where Kaiser kicks out at the last second of 2.99999999999 minus 0 point away from B3 of the 9 This is where we got Sheamus was getting ready to try to get back up. He hit his grand finale maneuver in his arsenal, and that is the brogue kick. That's where fans are the brogue and boom sound. That's where Sheamus is trying to bring a banger, but unfortunately, just like any other move, like it did not work. This where it did not work this time, but we're gonna have to wait and see if he can do it the second time. And let's just say that's what exactly he did. But this is where he gets hit with a step up, shining wizard insecurity by Ludwig Kaiser. This is where Kaiser barely got a 2.7 onto the pinfall. But this is where Ludwig Kaiser, there's no way, that's my finisher maneuver. Like Sheamus is so weaker than this. This is where he tried to go for his other finisher, that flat landing DDT maneuver. Sheamus countered out of it. This is where he threw him into the bomb corner side. This is where he tried to go for a power set. But this is where Ludwig Kaiser hit the chop. This is where Sheamus caught him with a double broke knee, which must have found a double whammy card in the middle of the ring. But this is where he ends up getting like fireman's senton, I guess you said. That's where both men were felt with right down. This is where we got. That's where the fans are chanting for Sheamus. This is where Ludwig Kaiser trying to go for an Gary, but you know the rules in professional wrestling. Like he already hit that maneuver. The lightning does not strike twice onto that, but it did struck like on for Sheamus because it did not strike in that direction. Like it was unsuccessful the last time. It was guaranteed the second time. He got him the 1, 2, 3 winner of this match. The Celtic Warrior himself, Sheamus. That's where he directly went right up into Braun Breaker. This is where he's like, but before he did that, this is where he went handshake and then look at it. This is where Sheamus is like, that was another banger, wasn't it? But he's like, yeah, you're absolutely right. This is where we got Pat McAfee like kind of snuck a handshake there, even though Sheamus's direction was towards Braun Breaker. This where you're holding one thing that's keep me from being a Ultimate Grand Slam champion. You just Braun Breaker's like, oh, really? Like you really think so? If I'm the reason why I'm holding you for being a Grand Slam champion, try to take this belt from me. And how about we fight right here? This is where he shoved Sheamus, which I was like, that was probably pressing the wrong button right there. But this is where Sheamus did not pushing over to his torso as an answer. This is where luckily the referee was there, or else he would be making Breaker like what he did to Kaiser in the ring. This is where the referees broke this up and tried to be the peacemaker as much as they can, which they did a very fabulous job. Best term to put it, but this is where we got. This is where Kathy Kelly to announce like that. Interviewed Seth Rollins and told Seth Rollins that told the visionary that the Raw GM, Mr. Adam Pearce, is gonna be doing the. Adam Pearce, he met up with you in his office, and he booked the match for you against Drew McIntyre on next week's Raw when they go to Dallas. This is where Seth Rollins was like, this dude is gonna be. Yeah, this guy's been needling me for months. I'm completely sick of that. I don't know if I can deny it, but he didn't want to do that because he's nothing but a chicken. This is where he's like, but no matter because the next 7 days, he's gonna have to fight me, whether if he likes it or not. That's where then Seth Rollins is like, so I guess give him a pass for now. He's like, but you know what? I actually do own for WrestleMania. So next week, it's gonna be a rematch of that event. Is where. That's where the Sami Zayn came in. He was I thought I'd come in there with Seth Rollins giving a frown look. He was like, I just want to give you my apologies, for what with that tough loss. I just want to let you know, you want to talk, I'm more welcome to be here. This was Seth Rollins oh yeah, right. But also wasn't he was yeah, that was a very. It was really great for you and remarkable, for you last week. This is where he's what do you mean? This is where Seth Rollins pointed out that he was helping Roman Reigns, the regain his title as the tribal chief and reclaim his Ulafala, that he put around his neck. He's what is next? He was is everything fixed in the shield? The bloodline now, the bloodline's fixed where they're. Everything is whole again, and it was and you're gonna be his little weasel that's gonna help him get everything back in control. First with like with that, and then maybe even help him win the Royal Rumble, and maybe even help him win back the undisputed WWE Championship from Cody, just a year after he defeated him to finish his story, like, and this where he would just keep going on and on, like just assuming that Sami Zayn is back in the bloodline like he used to be, and not like the Sami that he is right now. This is where it's like, and this where it's like, what is I was like, and this where it's like, are you gonna do all that, or are you gonna help yourself? And this is where I was like, this is gonna be a tease of a heel turn heel. But who is that's gonna be heel? Which I wonder who. I think is the one I was speaking that could potentially would. And when do you think that could be the case? Like if this is basically the ordeal of what's in Seth Rollins' future, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, he eventually walked out of there. But this is where he eventually walked out of the arena. This is where we got Gunther coming in the ring. This is where he wanted to talk about anything that's in. But it's where he wanted to talk about like him being world heavyweight champion, and also like who could be his next challenger can be. Like it is where he was saying like how great he is, and not so, and what and everybody they see in this roster and locker room is not so great. I guess that's a part of his enviness from his list. But again, that is where we got Karrion Kross to start blaming the Miz, like about not exactly doing what he wants him to do. Like when it comes to capturing the Wyatt Six, if I'm not mistaken, of their plan, is where it means like wearing this very cool like black suit, like if he's in the Men of Black, including with the shades. That's what. But it's where then Karrion Kross is like. Oh no, the Miz like how it went when Karrion Kross did step out of Adam Pearce's office is where like apparently like Adam Pearce traded the Wyatt Six over to SmackDown, like, and then this is where then the Miz like what? And this is where the Karrion Kross. That's where the Karrion Kross like, if you had anything to do with this, I'll split you apart. This is where the Miz was denying it, which we're not sure if he's telling the truth or lying or whatnot. This is where then he was about to do so right there. This is where Karrion Kross like, this is where Sami Zayn like, everything okay? This is where Karrion Kross like, yeah, it's okay. Like now, like nobody, but this is where Sami Zayn's like, but is Adam Pearce in there? This is where the Karrion Kross confirmed that he is. But he's like, but before you go in there, he's like, actually, like I got something. I overheard your conversation with Rollins. Like, yeah, it's very interesting. This was Sami Zayn like, oh, really? Did you? This was then Karrion Kross like, you know, who he is usually is as this manipulating, I'll say, brainwashing heel that he is where then he tried to get into Sammy's head by saying about this time the bloodline, like, but. When him saying like he overheard, he's like, and it was very interesting, and it's like, he's like, you know, the bloodline is not fine, and all like in his comical, and then and all his friends, quote unquote, like he's like, Roman's a multi-time world champion, but you want to be a world champion as well, like, and yeah, y'all have this close bond like brothers, and y'all more than just best friends, like it's what. It's where the Miz is like talking about world championship. Like we don't need to worry about Sammy on that case. Is where the Karrion Kross start cracking up like like yeah. And that's where then Sami Zayn's like, you know, the Miz, like you've been in Karrion Kross, been behind the shadow of Karrion Kross and becoming his lackey, like for so long. I don't think anybody's worried about you ever winning a world champion again. And that's where the Miz like, well, I've been world champion twice. Like, and that's 2 more times that you will ever be, which Karrion Kross likes that I'll say negative energy from the Miz, like with him, like just completely scolding him, like and just completely just looking at him in seriousness, like by trying to intimidate him, which I don't think Sami Zayn was intimidated, especially like. Well, what was going to be happening next? Because Sami Zayn's like, oh, you have a problem with me, like how about we talk to Adam Pearce? Like, how about my business? Like, I can wait. Like, I can wait for now. Like, how about I talk to Mr. Pearce and it'll be a match between you and me? And this is where then the Karrion Kross like the sound of that, and I was like, now I'm thinking about it. I don't think I've ever seen Owen. I've never seen Miz and Sami Zayn in a one-on-one match, and if so, it was probably barely once. Like when everybody was not paying attention. But that's where WWE pointed out that Obafemi is in attendance at tonight's at tonight's Monday Night Raw, and they showed that recently won the NXT Championship from Trick Williams, like at NXT New Year's Evil's edition of the show, like along with Eddie Thorpe in the match, making it a triple threat. But let's where we get back to the ring and Jenna now. Like they're like Ed, he was like, I was almost very impressed with the attraction, like from everybody back there. Like, but when it comes to the I was very impressed that the attraction everybody's been noticing me, and I was like, yeah, like I even seen non-wrestling fans like know who Gunther is, but that's a different story for a different day. But this is where we got Darlene and Janelle then said but they, compared to the other guys, like not so impressed. Is where fans are booing because like he was just being his character, but he's like, let's be honest, like I wish we had a roster that fulfilled those high expectations. And I believe this was probably a reference to the other company because he probably wants to get his hands on them because they'd be mocking him with the knife edge chop, which he adds them on the list, which one in particular always gets the #1 spot, no matter what match he's in, like whether he's in the opener, main event, or even the mid card. This is where we got Gunter's like, yeah, ever find anybody like personal drama, like who's the head of the table, or even who's the best in the world, like, and who like cares about all that mess? But he's like, but what you're fighting for is completely meaningless. This is where every time he starts speaking in each word in the sentence, this is where the fans are chanting what? Like if Kurt Angle was in the room, but luckily he wasn't because his night would have been ruined if he was there. Well, yeah, for the show, like yeah. But it's where the Gunther was like, but one thing that matters most is the World Heavyweight Championship. This is where main event Jey Uso came in. This is where he went right up, and this is where then he kind of teased things that main event Jey Uso's not going to be waiting long, like for a shot at the championship. And that's where we finally got this announced. Oh, I forgot to tell you, like the confirmations of the Intercontinental Championship match. It will indeed be Sheamus versus Braun Breaker. Who do you think's gonna walk out of San Antonio at a week from the Saturday's Saturday night's main event? Like who's gonna be winning that? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But this is where we got main event Jey Uso to start doing the yeet wave right in the ring. That's where everybody in San Jose was doing involved with the Yeet Master. That's where Gunther's like, I'm almost impressed. Like, you got these fans over here, and you came up with your own catchphrase, your own move, your own hand movements, and like everything. This where Jey Uso's like, hey, ring general. And this was like, did I heard you just exactly said that you did? You need somebody like care about the World Heavyweight Championship, like it is where it's like, yeah, of course. That's where Jey Uso's like, well, you're looking at it like in his name, his main event, Jey Uso. And then while he was saying this, in each word's in the sentence, that was instead of what chance, they were chanting yeet chants because because they're very much of a huge Yeet Master fan, and probably more